Let's jump right into this explainer where we're going to explore exactly how Trade and Investment Bangladesh, or TNIB for short, is completely revolutionizing modern election campaigns through strategic digital management. Whether you're aiming for a major national seat or stepping up to lead a local association, the rules of the game have absolutely changed. Today, we're breaking down how you can adapt and, more importantly, how you can win.
So we really have to ask ourselves, in a world where literally everyone is glued to their smartphones, is traditional campaigning actually enough anymore? For decades, it was all about physical rallies, colorful banners, walls plastered with posters, and that classic door-to-door handshake. And hey, while those methods definitely still hold some nostalgic value, they just don't have the reach or the speed you need in today's connected society. Think about it. Shaking someone's hand at their front door is incredibly impactful, but it takes a minute or two per voter. In that exact same minute, a highly targeted digital message can reach thousands of potential supporters. It's just a totally different scale.
We've got 6 key areas on the agenda today: the digital election evolution, reaching the connected voter, TNIB's campaign management arsenal, AI and modern campaign tools, the power of reputation, and finally, winning with an integrated strategy.
All right, Section 1, the digital election evolution, moving beyond traditional methods. Let's look at how this digital era has completely upended campaigning over the last 10 years. We're essentially moving away from these limited, highly scheduled physical interactions and shifting toward continuous 24/7 digital engagement. In the past, if you held a public meeting, your message only reached the people who physically showed up to that specific field at that specific time. But today, every announcement, every policy proposal, every interview you do instantly reaches thousands or even millions online. You aren't constrained by geography or time anymore. Your campaign is literally always on.
Moving right along to Section 2, reaching the connected voter, navigating voter behavior. Let's see why this 24/7 visibility is absolutely critical when we look at how modern voters actually behave.
The crucial reality here is that voters are already searching for you. They're on Google, Facebook, and YouTube right now, evaluating your leadership qualities way before they ever step into a voting booth. They expect immediate access to your information. They want to read up on your achievements, figure out your policy positions, and see your community involvement all on their own time. If a voter searches your name and finds a blank slate, or worse, unmanaged negative content, you are instantly at a massive disadvantage.
And you know, it's important to point out, this isn't just for national politicians. Whether you're running for national parliament, a city corporation, a chamber of commerce, trade associations, alumni groups, or even local club elections, you need this digital edge. Voters in those specialized groups are just as digitally connected as the general public. Having a professional digital presence really elevates you above the competition, no matter what the scale of the election is.
Section 3, TNIB's campaign management arsenal. Building your blueprint. So how do you actually build this digital edge? Let's explore TNIB's construction plan. TNI logically builds out your campaign step by step, and it all starts with your website. This is your fully owned digital headquarters where you control 100% of the narrative. Unlike a social media profile, which can be totally derailed by sudden algorithm changes, your website is secure. It's where your full bio, your manifesto, your press releases, and your volunteer signups live. From that rock-solid foundation, they expand your footprint onto Facebook and YouTube, fuel it with high-quality SEO blogs and graphics, and then turn up the volume with targeted advertising.
Section 4, AI and modern campaign tools, leveraging technology. Let's dive into some of the more advanced tech TNIB deploys to give you a serious competitive advantage.
AI video generation is a total game changer. It allows campaigns to rapidly produce highly visual, multilingual presentations. AI has fundamentally transformed how fast we can create content. Instead of spending weeks and honestly massive budgets on a single video shoot, TNIB uses AI to create motion graphics, animated explainers, and even AI presenters. Why is this so crucial? Because it means you can react to campaign developments in real time. You can drop highly polished video content addressing an issue before your opponents have even drafted a response.
Plus, they map out specific platforms for highly specific goals. It's not just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. Facebook acts as your town square for daily community engagement and live broadcasts. YouTube is your long-form library for speeches and deeper documentaries. Email marketing gives you a direct, personalized pipeline to your most dedicated volunteers and donors. And Google Ads, that's strategic gold. It ensures your name and your policies pop up at the exact second a voter is actively searching for election info.
Section 5. The power of reputation.
managing public perception. Because here's the thing, visibility without credibility is just a liability.
TNIB proactively manages your digital reputation. They monitor online discussions to rapidly correct misinformation and consistently highlight your actual public service record. In the heat of an election, rumors spread like wildfire online, right? If a false rumor drops on a Tuesday morning, you need a professional team correcting the record by Tuesday afternoon. By actively listening across all platforms, responding professionally, and making sure your real achievements dominate the search results, TNIB keeps public confidence incredibly high.
All right, Section 6, winning with integrated strategy, coordinated communication. Let's tie all of this together and see how these isolated tools become one cohesive strategy.
This is how their integrated approach works in practice, and it's brilliant. A single policy idea gets transformed and amplified across every channel at once. Let's say you're launching a new youth empowerment initiative. TNIB doesn't just make one quick post. No, they write a detailed, search engine optimized blog article. That article is then adapted into a script for an AI-generated YouTube video. That video gets sent directly to your base via an email newsletter. And finally, bite-sized snippets of that content are promoted using highly targeted ads. It creates this powerful, self-reinforcing communication loop.
And through it all, TNI strongly prioritizes ethical, professional communication. They ensure your campaign is compliant, transparent, and constructive, never relying on toxic tactics. Winning an election is obviously the goal, but how you win matters just as much for your long-term ability to actually govern. By maintaining the highest standards of professionalism and respectful dialogue, a TNI-managed campaign ensures you're building real, lasting trust that carries far beyond Election Day. Which brings us to our final takeaway today. With TNIB as your expert guide, the digital tools are waiting and ready to be deployed. But here is the real question you have to ask yourself right now. If voters are looking for you online this very minute, who is controlling the story they find? You or your opponent? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep adapting, and I'll see you next time.